Welcome to PK John's podcast. Today's podcast is episode 6. We're going to talk about the money's anxiety loop. Most Christians stay trapped in. And today we're going to use a different format to share this message. I'm prepared a list of questions. Along with the process, we are going to share my thoughts about how can we overcome the trap and how can we use the biblical alignment that's anchor our faith in the promise of God, so we can overcome what we are trapping in the financial challenge. Let's open up with the questions. Have you ever been in a place where you are praying for the money, but eternally you are already expecting things to go wrong? We have been experiencing this so many times. We are praying, God, please give me the extra income to pay off my debt. God, please give me the extra money so I can save and invest. God, please give me the money so I can give more. Right? We all make this kind of a prayer. But the reality is, we've been asking in totally opposite what we are really thinking inside. That's why we are not aligning from inside out. So we are receiving opposite answer. We are praying. What that means is, we always facing the emotion challenge, which is fears, anxiety, struggle, and faith. When we are not adjust in the right direction, this is something our prayer is totally against what we are thinking. Let me share a little bit about my experience about this situation. When I pray about how can I pay off my debt, my credit card, because my balance sheet every month is negative, I have no idea how can I put this lack of the debt, stop increasing the debt and have this hole to shrinking or complete balance zero, As a result, I'm praying, but my credit card is keeping raising. I try to find a business that can help me to overcome this, to fill this hole. I have the first job, I have second job, I have a business, I have investing, I have stock, I have so many things going on. But nothing is really work out. The real reason behind that, after years, I look back, I can tell this is how God wants to teach me about alignment. When you are focusing on a problem, then of course problem will come in, will attract more problem. But when you focus on the solutions, this is going to be a totally different story. So back to the question is, when we are trapped in praying about money, but eternally is against what we are expecting, which is totally opposite direction. That is the time I stop all my investment, all my prayer, and begin the new fresh prayer about God. Is pay off the debt, is financial freedom, is the business success, is what you really want me to do. This is very magical. In our life, God has a destiny for every single person. In you, in me. And when we are walk according to the destiny, the path, it looks like a very smooth path we are working on. But when we are picking our own path, challenge come, anxiety come, worry come. Now is the time when I realize I should stop and ask, am I in the right direction? Let me ask you another question. What is really about the money that you are praying about, or something deeper? What are you feeling in your body when money stress hit? What is your feeling inside at the moment? I want to put this in a scientific way as well, because a lot of the things that happen on the world, in our society, our feeling, our emotion, our frequency, our Bible teach, has been alignment corresponding with what science say in the contents of the world today. What I mean by that is, in the science, we have all kind of the frequency concept, emotional energy concept, and we have the concept that's reflect, attract with what you are expecting unconsciously. In the world we put today's popular term is called law of attraction, psychology thinking, unconscious mind, deep programming inside of your mindset. Those are the scientific terms. But what is that to do with the money, our prayer? Like attract like. Imagine this. When you feel happy, when you get up in the morning and you feel good and you feel happy, what is your whole day is going to look like? Of course, a lot of the good thing is going to attract to you. You have the good conversation with your coworker, your work suddenly went smooth, your project suddenly going through, your customers suddenly reply your call. Those are the attraction, according to the law of attraction, according to the science. Also, when you are feeling sad, you got a ticket, and your whole day ruined. You have this kind of feeling before, right? And then all of a sudden, oh my God, one bad break after another bad break. I got a speed ticket, my tire leaked the air, I ran into another accident, I got an argument with my family, and my pets bite me, all kind of stuff, Those are the frequency. Those are the emotion, attract emotion. Today, let's put this into the Bible story. From the 2 Kings chapter 4, there is a widow. We all heard this story about the widow pouring the oil, fill all the bucket, right? Let's cut through each step. What did this widow do? And lesson from Elisha: to borrow the vest, to pour in the oil, to take the action. What's going on here? Why widow have this guts to listen to the prophet and doing what is told her to do? Here is a summary about the story. Elijah went to a town and meet this woman. This widow have a son. She have a lot of debt because inherited from her husband. And the collector come to her house and say, if you don't pay off the debt, we are going to take your son away for the slavery. So the widow was so worried and went to Elijah. What should I do to solve this problem? Because they are going to take my son off, and my husband died. I have no income source. I cannot do anything. Those feelings has raised up in this widow. Under the situation, she have no idea what she can do, right? So she went to the man of God. I believe she went around to neighbor already to ask for help, but nobody can help. She might have finding a lot of things around her for help her, for solution, for anything that can save her son. Unfortunately, things doesn't go her way, so she come to the man of God. In the Bible, we didn't saw what's going on before she talked to Elisha, but we can imagine as a humanity, as a widow, there must be a lot of the way she can ask for the help, ask for the neighbors, ask for the friend, ask for the relative, right? As we know, things doesn't work out her way, so her anxiety, her worry, and her urgency has been pushed her to the prophet. Okay. First situation is her emotion is hike up about worry, anxiety, frustration, urgency. This is the first emotion we are encounter in our life, right? Whatever we are facing, we always have this emotion hiccup. Let me ask you these questions. What was her emotion state when she say, I have nothing? Did you see the same patterns in the people today? When you facing a financial challenge, I have no extra income. I have no extra idea we can put this financial challenge over. I have no idea how can I overcome my credit card debt, my payment, my bill, my other expenses. You see the pattern? We always looking for the lack. We always looking for the way that we can think of according to what we have been taught in the school. If you don't have enough income, you go find a second job, you go open a shop, you're doing a business, you can invest and you can generate the income. But in the God's concept, in God's thinking, the world doesn't work in that way. That's why when the widow went to the prophet, she told him, I have this problem. What can I do? Then Elijah asked her, what do you have? That's an interesting question, right? The widow first thought, I have nothing. I have no money. I have no saving. I have no source of income. But Elisha asked her, what do you have? Have you ever asked yourself in this kind of situation, what do I have in hand? Look at your hand. What do I have in hand? 10 fingers. I still can work. I still can figure things out. I still can write something. I still can make something, right? I still have hand. What do I have? I still have my brain. I still have my inspiration. I still have my intuition. I still have my dream. What do you have? That is the first question Elisha asked her. So emotion state is not the problem. The problem is, what are you focusing on? What is your attitude toward the problem? Alright, let's continue the story. Then Elijah asked her, what do you have? The widow say, I have nothing. But I remember I have the little jar of the oil at home. That is all I have. All of a sudden, Elijah have the ideas. Bling, okay. Now, ask all your neighbors any help you can find to borrow as much as container as a vest. You can borrow. Go and ask. That is the step 2. She received the instruction. She received the answer. She received the solution. So let me ask you this question. Why do you think Elisha didn't give her the money immediately? What was shifting in her mind, in her mindset, in her thinking, when Elisha say, go borrow as much vast container you can find in your neighbor, in your town, in your relative, in the people around you? What is that telling you? Doesn't make sense, right? This is boom, out of your imagination. What the hell Elisha told me to do, to borrow all the containers, when I told her I only have a little bottle of the oil? What did God told me to do to stop investing and take the money I have in there to give to the church? What the world God want me to do to take off my wallet and put the only $20 bill and give the homeless? What the world God want me to act in generosity, in kindness, in the love to help others by spending my time? What the world is God want me to take off my credit card and pay off the courses I cannot even afford it? What the world God want me to do all those kind of things doesn't make sense, doesn't give me the solution, just like what Elisha told you to do, right? Do you see the pattern? When your mind has been filled with worry, your eyes, your thinking has been narrowing to only this can work out, only this solution can solve your problem, only this situation, this happen can bring you out of the trouble. But God always give us the solution we will never imagine of. This is what we call belief. First, we have our attitude. We have to put our attitude in the right direction to ask the right person. Second, we have belief to receive the answer and believe what God told us to do. And with this alignment, our right attitude, our right belief, then here is the most important part. Step 3. Action. Let me ask you this question. The instruction seems simple, right? But why is that the hardest part for the people to do? What happens when people don't take that step? What happens if you don't take the step God inspire you to do under the moment? When you are worshiping in the church, you are struggling with money, but all of a sudden the inspiration in your heart told you, give all you have to God. In the pocket of your wallet, only $20 cash. Put in the offering box. Put in to good work for the God. What will you do? What is your reaction? What is your feeling? What would you take from the reply? 80%, 90% of people, I can guarantee, they will hesitate. They will think, they will rethink, they will consider, they will figure. What if I done that? What should I do next? I will have no money to buy the grocery. I will have no money to put the gas in my car. I will have no money to do this and do that. Right? We hesitate. We are human, of course. But according to the emotion, according to the science, according to the law of attraction, hesitation attract more hesitation. Oh my goodness. That is why God wants us to take the action when we receive the inspiration right away, so we do not attract more hesitation. Because the more you think, the more hesitation you are, and the time, the point you can take the action will flash by right away. You will miss the open. You will miss the window God has opened for this opportunity. This happened to me over and over. But here is one of the stories I want to share. When I pray for the solution, God, okay, I have the money challenge, and I don't have enough money to pay off the debt because my business is not going well, because the financial freedom is not something you want me to do. Okay, so I stop. I pray, God, what you want me to do? Miraculously, I begin to see the videos. I begin to notice some teachers who has been passed through my life years ago come back, talk to me through a video with the same message. Change your mindset, take the actions, and believe what you want to believe. God's promise from the Bible, your self-confidence from your cognition, the way you are doing to react God's promise with your belief from your church, from your pastor's teach. At the moment I watched the video, I registered for the courses, $25. It's a beginner courses. I went through the courses for 5 days. Again, I went the course before, but in the courses, the teacher emphasized the next stage of the intermediate course. Okay, I pay another $200 for intermediate courses, and I go through for another 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and after the end of courses, the teachers show, okay, if you want to go even deeper, if you want to have the one-to-one, the personal coaching group of the benefit, pay this next courses, VIP courses. I was hesitant in the moment because that is not a small amount. But I have been seeing through the courses when I going through, the miracle happen after another miracle. Whatever I need, God provide. That is my belief. What the answer God reply through the courses is the action I should take right away. Long story short, I took my car, I closed my eyes, I paid for the VIP courses. It's not a small amount. The interesting part is God paid off the courses for me. Through my sales commission, through my other work, through my investment, through the sources I cannot even imagine. That is the miracle. When you take the action after God give you the answer. Very interesting part, right? But the reason I am sharing you this story is because all the inspiration, all the intuition, all the solution you have been receiving after you ask the question, after you pray, 99.9% is from God. Because you have the knowledge, you have the Bible, you have God's promise, you have your hand to take the action. The only 1% of people will think twice, will think again, will hesitate, and will not take the action. The only reason is because they did not align their right attitude, their belief, before the action kick in. This is very, very realistic. When we are facing the answer, what is our first reaction? Hesitation, we're already talking about, right? Then our mind will begin to think, if I take the action, what will happen? If I don't take the action, what will happen? But here is the little trick I want to share here. Because I have been praying this for a while, and God really gave me the answer. The thing is, when we are praying and we receive the answer, we always hesitate. The main reason is because we are asking God, is this really from you? Or this is from my own thinking? Or I just make this up? From my church, my pastor, my elders, they teach us to find the confirmation from the Bible verse, through your devotion, pray for the guidance if all the environment is orchestrated for this answer. If your elders, your parents, your church pastor, they have the peace, they have agreement with you. If you feel peace when you decide you want to take this action, that is what we have been taught in the church. Looking for the confirmation. Before the confirmation, we don't take the action. But years later, I learned from the biblical alignment. I learned from the law of attraction. I learned from the science. We have other option to confirm if this answer is from God or this is not from God. This is simple. Next time when you have the inspiration, when you receive the answer, ask yourself, does this action I'm going to take is going to benefit for just me alone, or it's going to be benefit the people around me or other people? Because God loves the world and He gave His only Son to love every single one of people to receive the salvation. So people, other around you, it's your confirmation. Back to my story. How do I receive the confirmation? Of course, I saw the door, the courses open right after another courses. I took the courses, I paid for the courses, and so God really paid off the courses for me. Then I continue to take the action. At the moment, how did I take my first step? Because $25 is cheap, so I gambling? I closed my eye and I gave a try? No, because I pray. God, if this course after I take, it's going to be benefit just for me alone, or it's going to be benefit the people around me? That's the question I ask myself. Believe or not, through all the courses, through all the trainings, God has opened a door, one right after another door, prepared for me to open this gospel channel, to open up my thinking, my cognition, even bigger area for the other believer, just like you and me, When we are facing a similar situation, I want to give them the solution. As the background of the pastor kids, we have been growing through the churches with all the Bible story, all the knowledge from the pastor's message, but we take the action so little. This means we receive, but we don't really move. Until the time I really asking for a solution. What should I do to make my religion, church, and my real life balance? Then my wife showed up. My challenge showed up. My mission showed up. Everything is orchestrated just for me to talk to you, to share this message to you. How can we align our emotion into God's promise through the Bible, our religion, our belief, and take all kind of action to fulfill the destiny God has put in our life? Okay? That is pretty much about the story, and the 3-step action is the last step and the most important part we should do. And here is the challenge part. I want to ask you the questions. When did this shift become real in your own life? What changed first? Your situation? Is your thinking or your action? What is the one practical move you made that broke your cycle? Thinking about those questions, you must have the similar situation before. When you decide, okay, I want to take the action, then you realize, oh, my plan, the things, everything fall into place with a solution. When your mindset begin to shift, I want to choose to be happy today, no matter what will happen next. Everything happen have its own purpose. This is the most famous phrase I'm always repeat to myself. When bad thing happen, I'm just laughed. Thank you, God, you just make me another joke. Because I believe everything happen have your own purpose. And the move you begin to take, the action you decide to take, has become your breakthrough of the things that begin to happen. So with those 3 questions, let's start to figure the answer out for you. Write down your journal, write down your challenge, write down your questions, and begin to ask, what is the mindset I should adopt? What is the promise from God in the Bible I should declare? And what is the action I can take right now, in a moment? Okay. Here is the very important step I want you to do right now. By leave the comment in the link below by saying, I am ready to change. Type in the comment below. This is the declaration. This is your personal mind shift. It's your personal belief shift. This is your personal action shift. When you type in this comment below, I am ready to change, things will begin to put in your life. You will begin to see the hint. You will begin to see something magically happen. I have the inspiration. All of a sudden, God opened the door, want me to take. So make sure leave your comment below. This is your first action to take. And I have been mentioned a lot about the biblical alignment. Why is it really biblical alignment? I wrote an ebook at the link below. If you want to learn more, download the link. I share very detailed information in there. How I use this biblical alignment to change my mind, to adopt God's promise, and to take the massive action. That's helped me to overcome the cognition about the money, the cognition about the lack, cognition about what God wants me to do. Through all the action I'm taking, God helped me to build this gospel channel with spare time. I didn't do this for full time. I didn't do this in my regular time. God created the time for me to do this, which is in the early morning. You don't believe it, right? But I can wake up 5 in the morning, spend 2 hours just to do the video. I've been doing this for almost a year, 1 year. Right now it's the 2nd year. Can you believe that? Well, the reason I bring this out is I want to share you my ebook. This is free to download. You can read it. There is this audio book in there. If you want to listen, you can do it. And I really, really wish you found the answer through this podcast. And the information I share here is not just for my information. It's not just for my experience. But I really want to resonate with your belief. Your belief in Jesus, belief in the Bible. So when next time the challenge comes, you will recall the widow's story. You will recall my story. You will recall the biblical principle. We have the power to choose to be happy, to choose the positive mindset, to choose the right thinking. Then we can begin to receive the promise, the belief that we have been taught in the church, and declare and ask the question for God to give you a solution, for God to give you the opportunity, for God to give you the path, that you can walk in the preparation of what God prepared for you. Only then you will see the solution, the life changing, the destiny, and the smooth life God already prepared and laid in front of you. One last thing. If today's message resonates with your belief, don't forget to click like, share, and subscribe my podcast, my channel. We will continue to help you walk through this journey till you found the destiny God has put in your heart for your life. Not just being as a Christian, but God wants you to put in this position what He wants you to shine for the rest of your life. Alright, that is about the podcast today. My name is Picker John. The good thing is on the way. The mind shift is on the way. And God's destiny is on the way for you to overcome your financial challenge. Let's go.